Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Redmen TV. You're still tuned in with me. It's been a long afternoon. It feels like it's been going on for ages, but we are in the final stretch. We are here for your player ranking show. What we have, if you don't know this format by now, where have you been, by the way? But we've got 3 clear categories here where we will rank all of our players, and some including the guys that came off the bench as well for today's one. Simply, have you been boss? With he sound? Or whether you're messing. You know the drill. Let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, and we will get into it. Let's waste no time then, guys. He's back. I wanted a clean sheet for him today. Not only because Keller has been doing such a good job, but I just think for his own confidence, coming back in and being able to get a couple of clean sheets back under his belt, feel like, yeah, I'm back home. This is my bread and butter. This is what I do. Whereas the thing is, you have a keeper that's come in and been saving game after game, doing so well, keeping clean sheets. Only had one real bad moment in the Newcastle game, so to speak, and then Alisson comes in and the clean sheet started to waver. You start to think, you start to have a bit of doubts and questions, even though you know the quality that this guy possesses. It wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. I think he's very unlucky in the first goal, if I'm being honest, purely because Robertson's deflection just takes it away from him when he probably would have saved it at the back post. And again, I think he's pretty unlucky in terms of the second goal as well. It's kind of just crashed in on him and it goes underneath the defender's legs. It comes off Joe Gomez. It might have been going wide. Liverpool's goals, the ball's been carried across the line by 2 Liverpool players, and they're the only 2 times that he gets beat today. I don't think he has a great deal else left to do other than near Adama Traore. That would have been their moment. That was their big moment towards the back end of the game, and Alisson Becker does what Alisson Becker does best, and he saves it for Liverpool Football Club. My initial reaction, obviously, I don't think anyone, when we lose but when you concede 2 goals, I can really say you've been boss unless we win like 5-2. But I will concede that he was probably just sound. Yeah, I'm quite happy. The gravity worked in my favour there, because that's probably where I would have positioned him. I've got people, Craig Flynn, saying sound. Yeah. I've got Shaggy Fowler says Ali equals sound. Yeah. Kyle Richardson says sound. Big save at the end. Yeah, the big save at the end is why he's got a little bit in the boss for me, because that was in itself a boss save. But obviously, can't look past the fact that he was beaten twice in goal. Moving over to the right back in Trent Alexander-Arnold, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know your thoughts. I'm going to give these to you because ultimately I feel like we might be on 2 different pages. However, I am just really intrigued to see what you think Trent ranked in this game. Where does he come out? Was it a messing performance? Was it a sound performance? Was he boss at any point in today's game, ladies and gents? Please do let us know. And I think a lot of the responses that I'm seeing early doors is built up out of frustration, to be honest. I've got Robertson Squan saying you're messing, okay? I've got low sound by Bowen Lloyd. Gareth Lloyd says low sound as well. Low sound there by Neil. Same for Motor Ali saying low sound. Tom Armstrong says, are you messing? Although I hate to say it. People are saying Trent was poor, low sound. You're messing, but he's been great for years. Low sound, are you messing? There is a general consensus here, ladies and gentlemen, that Trent is tethering between the 2. And I'm fine with that. If that's what you think, don't forget, these are your shows as well. This isn't a fan interactive show. I do want to make sure that I am gauging your views on this, because ultimately it'll be your views that we put out to the world. My take personally, he had to come up against Iwobi, who has probably been one of Fulham's most consistent players for them so far this season in terms of the threat that he offers. Obviously, Robertson down that other side. I think the area which really probably marks it down for me for Trent was the defending in that first goal, the backtracking into the space as opposed to the intent to get into the fullback to really size him up, is probably where I think I would want you to be more switched on in those moments. I would want you to engage a lot better. But again, I still feel as though that is nitpicking, because there was still moments in the game, and there was a ball that he played over to Gakpo at one point that was just pinpoint, really set us on our way. The quality of the ball, I think in the first half, when we was a little bit disjointed, him taking the onus to be that extra man in midfield and really try to pull the strings and get us, I think it really suited him. So I think for me, there is a cause to say 60% of what he was doing was sound. There was a 40% where you are probably sitting there thinking, are you messing really? Is that the best you've got for us at this current moment? Don't forget, he is still someone that has been through straight back into action after being injured. And we know that has become because of Bradley, ultimately. So he might be playing within himself slightly at this moment in time because he doesn't fully trust his body is up to speed where he wants it to be. So I'm still ready to give him the air of the doubt. That to me is more of a rationale for the performances than the fact that he just can't be asked. He's gone over to Madrid. He's just there with his man them and Bellingham and all. I don't buy that just yet. I understand why some people do, but for me, I don't. I think it is more down to trying to protect himself, trying to protect his body, and trying to get back up to that full fitness. But as I say, this is why we're here. Yeah, Dale Greenell says, have we got a category that says Madrid for Trent? No, but we might have to work on it in the coming weeks and months, potentially. And yeah, Mikey J says Trent is being scapegoated here. That's why I've said 60% of him was sound today. There was probably that 40% where you probably look and thinking, hey, you're messing, is that the best that you've got? But we'll move on because I think we're quite settled there now. Joe Gomez... plays all over the place, really, for me today. I thought Joe Gomez was sound, if I'm being honest with you, because he's had a lot to do in terms of his defensive responsibilities. At times, he almost covered in the half space as a right-sided centre half of a three. Then he ends up at left back in the second half as well. I don't think he's ever really exposed down that left-hand side. Who was it to begin with? Harry Wilson. I don't think he had any standout moments when Joe Gomez goes over there. Likewise, when Emile Smith-Rowe comes on, there's not a lot going on. I think Joe Gomez was one of our better performers today, if I'm being honest with you. And, he even gets on the front foot as well. I felt defensively he was solid. It's all over the place at the moment from Liverpool's backline, but you can understand when it's a 2-2 game and you've got a man sent off, you can't expect it to all be a little bit higgledy-piggledy. But I think, yeah, he was tethering. I am split. People are saying Joe was boss. Let's go into the chat. He scored an own goal. Whoa, wow, you're being harsh. Again, I don't think the strike was going on target, but equally, what else can Joe Gomez do in that position? He's been left up shit's creek without a paddle. Genuinely been left up shit's creek without a paddle. Like, don't get it twisted. I think the individual culpable for that mistake is Jarell Quansah. I think Joe Gomez is trying to make the best out of a very bad situation there. However, I think Ahmed here is spot on with that. His versatility was absolutely key. It's probably what allows Slot to not have to make a knee-jerk reaction to the red card in that first half, because he had somebody like him that can operate in so many different positions that we just needed to manage the time in that first half and get ourselves back into the game before he could ultimately settle on the plan for the second half. And in all fairness, I genuinely think Arnie Slot's plan for the second half worked for the most part. So, yeah, I'm quite happy to have him holding his own up there. The man next to him, the captain, Virgil van Dijk, ladies and gentlemen. Virg for me, it's a bit of a tough one, really, because... And in all fairness, so just the last thing I will say about Joe Gomez, he is the one that fires the ball into Núñez to play the ball into Jota as well. So I think he does have that good conducting from the back there and playing it out from the back. I think, yeah, a lot of people are already saying Virgin and Gomez are in and around the same. I don't think there was much difference between the two of them in terms of performance levels today. I thought they both were sound for large parts. I don't think anyone was really boss, especially when, again, we've conceded those goals. We've made life more difficult for ourselves. But I think in terms of pressing and making the pitch really small in that second half, given the fact that we only had 10 men, I thought Virg, he led with that. And he was really important for us kind of having that intent in order to do that. It wasn't right, let's soak up any pressure. It was right, let's stay on the front foot. Let's continue to play our game. So yeah, I still am quite happy to have those feature here. This next one now, ladies and gents. Be kind. But it's Andy Robertson. Yeah, Millal says, "Are you messing?" No, we don't need to dwell. Just put him in the "Are you messing?" and move on. Is everybody happy for me to just put him in the "Are you messing?" and move on? Thumbs up in the chat if you're just happy for me to just move on and we just don't speak about that Robbo performance again, because I said, yeah, it will be the easiest "you're messing" I've ever given. And people are saying just off the board. I don't know if you guys can still see that, but everybody else is happy for us to move on. Say no more. Right, into midfield. I'm going to go with this done here, because I thought he was bloody brilliant. Ryan Gravenberch, in terms of versatility and in terms of having to turn up and play in positions and pop up in areas of the pitch where he was probably not expecting to do so today, you absolutely shone, son. You absolutely bossed it. So hats off to you and credit to you for being so versatile, but ultimately being the quality player that you are. I genuinely thought he was one of our better players today. I thought it was an incredible performance, very mature. We was expecting him to give away a little tactical foul, pick up a yellow card somewhere. You can do it. We're only going to miss you in Southampton. He doesn't. He absolutely glides still, and it was evident once we was able to eventually put him back into midfield in that second half. The way he drove with the ball and tried to get Liverpool back on that front foot in a couple of phases was exceptional. I genuinely enjoyed his performance today, because it wasn't the performance I was expecting to see, but he was still so capable of being able to be such a calming presence, even as part of that not very well established back line. I thought he was boss. The chat's absolutely blown up, so big up everybody in the chat for staying with us, being live in this moment in time. Big Boy Game says Ryan was boss, 100. Yeah, Shaggy Fowler says, hey, he's man of the match. Yeah, Tony Brophy says exactly the same. Yeah, Chris Mancini says, boss. Yeah, yo, my guy bossed it. He really, really did for me. He's right up there with a 10-10 performance from my perspective. It'll be interesting to see what the player ratings was. Bear in mind, guys over in the other studio at the moment are doing the player rating show. So if you haven't and you are a Redmen Plus subscriber, please do check that out as well later and see how those lads got on with the 3 websites that they use to dive in to get those ratings as well. Who else have we got? Curtis Jones. You know what? A little bit of a tricky one, really, because again, I think it was a little bit of an anonymous performance from Curtis Jones. I don't really remember anything which was really standoutish, but there was nothing that I was sitting there thinking, oh, he shouldn't have done that, or he's held on to it for too long, he's been chewing the ball. I thought he was just sound, yeah. I've got Paul Halley saying sound, didn't really give any silly fouls away, mid-sound. Yeah, Arn saying that he's defending his players, saying he couldn't have asked for much more. I genuinely believe that as well. Curtis was just okay, but he ran his guts out. Yeah, I think it was one of those type of performances today where he just had to firefight and just had to make sure that he was competing and he was battling for everything. And I think he was up for that challenge as well, in all fairness to him. I think he'd done the job. I think he's nailed on for being absolutely sound. I'm quite happy in that respect. That's not to be a low sound either, by the way. Like, I'm quite happy for him to just be sat there chilling. Very established, very sound, very happy. Someone else who I think deserves quite a fair bit of praise. Dominic Szoboszlai. I thought he was really good today. I thought his energy is so impressive, and it's vital in a game where you're obviously defending for your lives at times and you haven't got the full complement of players available. But I just thought when he actually had the ball, there was some quality in there for me as well. I thought he was excellent in that respect. And again, more of these type of performances are more of what we want to be seeing from Dominic Szoboszlai. At the end of the day, if we're going to have to rely on someone like Gravenberch to be such a bit of an anchor player for us, someone in terms of grabbing a game by the scruff of the neck or being able to drive us forward and give us that little bit of quality. There's a moment where he just drops his shoulder and just knocks the ball through the player's legs and just ghosts into the centre of the pitch, and you just think that just oozes that quality and class. Like, that's more of the Dominic Szoboszlai that we are longing to see as Liverpool fans, and we still believe there is that untapped potential in him to really go on and kick on. Again, it's going to come down to a numbers game for him, you know, potentially in terms of what output can you provide to this team as well, and how much extra can you give us in an attacking sense. But Yeah, I thought it was a very good performance from Szoboszlai. So for me, I would slap him right there and there's a bit of a mid-sound. Yeah, Kyle Richardson says, boss, excellent performance and usual unlimited energy. Big Boy Game says, high sound. That's Nigel saying, not good enough. But Big Boy Games does say high sound. Mathieu says, higher. Benayu says, high sound. Just a bit lower than Grav, somebody said there. Yeah, Mostly Alex says, easily boss. The weight of ball on the Salah pass was perfect. Mo should have scored that. Yeah, again, that's a big chance created. I think you are quite right there. I think those two midfielders today potentially were our better players on the pitch. Yeah, I am more inclined to go in the boss camp for Szoboszlai, if I'm being honest. Yeah, boss any day. His energy really helped us. Yeah, Shaggy Fowler says, Nigel equals ear messing. I'm here for the banter. Not necessarily in fighting, but I'm here for the banter. Fair play. Yeah, Szoboszlai was class. He was a workhorse. He really was. He didn't stop running. He absolutely run his bollocks off today. So you've got to give him a lot of credit for that in that respect. Okay. I'm happy with that so far. I'm happy with the mix of what we've got going on. All right, let's work over to our left-hand side. Cody Gakpo. My guy, this guy is quality at the moment for us because he's not really many of the chances, an abundance of chances fall to players that aren't necessarily Salah. But what he is doing and what he is getting, he is taking his chances when he's getting them, and a massive goal for us. It was a diving header. It was like he just Supermaned it right into the bottom corner. There wasn't the margins were really, really tiny where he was working with, but he was still able to find the back of the net. And it was really, in the second half, it was a perfect moment for it because it really gave us that energy to feel as though there's definitely something in this game. We've got a long half to go, and Cody's just got his level back in the game. And at that moment in time, I probably, like many of you, would have expected Liverpool to kick on and go and get another goal and be resolute in defence. But very difficult goal, brilliant. I've got people shouting boss already in the chat, so let's have it. Tom Prasco says, Gakpo was low boss, great finish, but it was mad that he was taken off. Absolutely gorgeous dive in the header, massive to get us over to get into the high sounds or boss. Brilliant goal from Gakpo. It was very difficult. Yeah, this one, Tony Brophy says he kept us with brilliantly and never gave the ball away. No, I completely get that. And he was always a threat with his first touch. It was phenomenal. And he has the goals, yeah. Kyle Richardson says he should have stayed on. Boss, but he was a little bit slow and predictable on the ball. Gets into the pocket. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Without a goal, there's something going on. Someone's done something with the super chat that I can't see, I don't think. Bless you, man. Right, let's see. Yeah, okay. It was Shaggy Fowler. Why wasn't Pereira sent off? The ref was Yeah, no, I can fully agree with that. The ref wasn't great today, but low boss, he really did hold the ball up well. So I think so far, guys, it's been a mixed bag. I'm not used to this kind of spread of Liverpool players, but I think so far we're kind of nailing it in terms of where we kind of weigh up the levels. I'm liking it. I'm liking what we're doing. It gets a little bit more difficult from here on out, though, if I'm being honest with you. What did your thoughts on Lucho today? Because I'm a little bit stuck for words. It doesn't happen often. That acrobatic shot, he ends up blowing up for a foul. There's a header, I think, in the first half as well he probably could do better with. I was absolutely fuming in the 90-whatever-if minute. We've got bodies in the box. They've got bodies in the box. They're defending for their lives. And he's salsa dancing on the ball, doing all this merengue shit, man. Get the ball in front of you and find a corner and just put the ball towards it. It might go in off a defender. It might go out for a corner. It might unsight the goalkeeper and you score a screamer. I don't care. But tip-tapping and dancing and doing all this madness, giving them all the more chance to defend for their life and get set and throw a body to block it. It was just ridiculous for me. Trying to manipulate a little bit of space where there was no space at the time was a very, very stupid decision, if you're asking me. And that's the most frustrating thing that I can recall. And you don't want to leave those memories in the fans' minds. You want to be leaving positive memories, because I think there was more to it than your performance there today. But that, for me, it just wasn't good enough. Genuinely was not good enough. People are saying shot is press. Think the shot options were blocked. They may have been. He was blocked for Virgil van Dijk, but he still pulls the trigger. At the end of the day, you've got to pull the trigger. We're looking for a winner in the 93rd minute, ladies and gents. Pull the fucking trigger. But you know, that's just again. And breathe, because that was just my frustration. Yeah, take a chance. Big moment didn't come off for him today, but a couple of poor decisions. Who else? Christopher Campbell says Diaz was sound. Again, that's absolutely fine. That's Lucho, though. He does it all the time. He does, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, like, read the room. Do you know what I mean? You knew that was not going to be many more chances after that. You have to find a way to pull that trigger, and dancing and twisting and turning and doing all that. It was never going to be the route to goal in that moment. It was a very average performance in that respect for me. Yeah, he has all the tools to be lethal, but he's a little bit fiddly. Yeah, you just want someone clinical in that moment. You want someone to just find that little pocket of space and just try and go for that bottom bin. That's all you wanted. Yeah, but Barma Lam says he started the season well, but no goals or assists in the last 7. He has to be more consistent. Yeah. Drives me up the wall, but every once in a while it works. Yeah, but I can't be living off every once in a while. I need you to be doing something for me every other game, whether that's a goal or an assist. I need you in your position to be doing something for me consistently, week in, week out. Causing it's just not enough. Not when we become so heavily reliant on Salah in the absence of Jota, in the lack of goals from Núñez. There is a burden and a responsibility that you have to shield, my friend, of being able to perform for Liverpool Football Club in terms of your output. That is a crucial metric for you to be doing better. And you started the season really well, and a lot of people give you a lot of credit for that and expected it to be a big season for you. But since you have literally just tailed off and you have stagnated, your performances have not got better as a gradual. They have just started to fizzle out. There was a big moment there for you this afternoon, Lucho, and I don't think I know for the fact he didn't take it. Is that harsh? Am I being harsh? Was he on the same level of Trent? Was it 60% good, 40% bad? Was it the other way around? I don't know. That one's probably up for grabs. I'll be honest. That is definitely up for grabs. Too harsh, Mo Salah says there. Sorry, Mo. Lucho doesn't deserve this, bro. Very harsh. People are saying that I'm harsh. I'm being a little bit harsh. Okay. Better? Worse? Either way. His name, Diaz, is over the line. He's 95% in the soundbar. So let's just go with that. Mohamed Salah, I feel he's probably another one that just about gets away being in the soundbar as well for me, because I don't think his performance for me was good enough all round. I appreciate the output, which again, I'm very heavily critical over him for lacking. So I do appreciate the output when the performance isn't necessarily there. But I thought there was opportunities for you to really get yourself more involved in the game, being more of a consistent threat. People are saying that, give me a break, he got an assist and he was lively. Let me know then, because that was my initial thought. If you think Salah deserves to be higher than that, tell me why. Give me a reason. Give me a moment, other than the assist, because I've already accounted for that, ladies and gents. Give me another moment that you thought Salah was boss. He had Robertson on toast. He literally tinned him inside out multiple times. You tell me those moments, change my mind, and I will sit here and I will change it. I am not a dictator in this studio right here. This is your show, so let me know. Salah's a lot better. I think he had the team on skates at times. The ball handling was insane inside the box. Salah should be mid-sound, great assist, twisted Robertson a couple of times, but the finishing delivery wasn't there. Salah was better than Lucho. Okay. And Jones, I've got a couple of people saying, okay. Was marked by 2 or 3 players and no help until Elliott came on. Liam on the cop. Okay. Zidi says Salah sound with a question mark. Lol, very poor with attempts and barely any good passes. Dino says, Errol, you're being fair on Mo. I thought I was as well, but I am open to you guys changing my mind. I think the general consensus in the chat is that Salah performed better than a couple of those other players that have been mentioned in the soundbar. And if that is consistent, I will reevaluate. Josh Gavin says, boss sound. Mighty Red says Salah wasn't better than Diaz though, so people are throwing Spanish in the works now. Gareth Lloyd says, I love Salah, but I think where he is correct. Robinson had the better of Mo, but Mo managed the assist, and that was what I mean. That was the only time where Robinson wasn't really touched tight to Salah, and Salah had the freedom of the pitch. And if you give a world-class player the freedom of the pitch, they will produce the goods. But what do you do when you're being stood up with your man? How do you turn him? How do you evade the challenges? How do you get away from him? How do you still create your own space? I personally didn't see enough of that from Salah today. There was a couple of moments, but it just didn't all click into place for me. Everyone seems to have forgotten we played definitely 80 minutes with 10 men. Yeah. Mo should be higher than Lucho. Right. Okay. Don't tell me that I don't listen to you guys, right? Salah should sit there. Is that fair? Or what we doing right now, is that fair? Thumbs up in the chat if you think I'm closer to where you expected me to be. MK says Robertson pocketed Mo. Rizza says that's fair. Leo says deal. No, lower in my opinion. No, a little higher. You can't please everybody, and I'm not here to please everybody. I am here to take on board what you're saying, and I think we have come to the right conclusion where Salah is. Even Mo Salah in the chat is waving, so I think he agrees with his own performance. And if I know Salah like anybody, he probably is his own worst critic. So if he was watching, he'd probably say it wasn't a sound performance by his own metrics. Looking over to the subs bench then. I don't want to spend a lot of time on these guys, but I'm just going to give you my thoughts. Let me know in the chat. Run up the comments in the chat. Leave your thoughts downstairs. Let us know, because I'll probably listen back to them at some point or read them back over. I'm just going to... I'm going to reel them off. I just wanted you to be aggressive, lad. That's all I'll say. Glad to have you back, Arkid. We're going to need a lot more of you in the next couple of weeks. Unlucky that you didn't find the back of the net with that curling effort as well. Thank you, Diogo. We have missed you. We have missed you. Please stay fit. We need you to stay fit. There's no two ways about it. All right? Wasn't a lot of chances in terms of goals creating for him, in terms of service, I should say. But to him, crucial. Hold up play, so much better. For me, it was sound. It was better than I was expecting. Those three were the game changers for us. And if we would have been 11v11, I think those three would have been game winners for us in one way or another. Terms, two more. Man of the match. Easy. Like, unless you've got a different man of the match now, thumbs up for Ryan Gravenberch in the chat, please, ladies and gentlemen. Unless you've got a different name, I need to see a different name, or I need to see a thumbs up to just let me know that we got the man of the match right. Because I don't think there is anybody else really that comes close. You could argue Jota as well, to be fair. You could have the argument. But I think in terms of having to play that a length of time with 10 men, play a different couple of positions, and keep us and allow us to stay in the game, it has to be Ryan first. But no, I do accept that Jota would have been a very close second. Yeah, Macher is a big miss today. And then finally, the gaffer. I thought he can't do nothing about the first goal. You know, I definitely don't think he can do anything about the red card sending off. And I think he got all of the substitutes right today. I think the gaffer had a pretty good performance in terms of game management. And these were the type of performances I always want to see from our gaffer, to see what he's capable of. And he has to do something. It was a high sound for me. Slots obviously had the lightest team to come away with the 3 points. But I think all in all, Slots' team have masterminded. Not masterminded, but again, we've snatched a draw where in other circumstances we may have lost. I think he was sound. He is the gaffer. He is the boss. This has been your player rankings. This is where the state of this current Liverpool team. Positives, we're getting some legs back from the injury, from being injured. Negatives, we're going to have a more uncomfortable conversation about our full-backs in weeks to come. It's only going to ramp up. It's only going to intensify. But ladies and gentlemen, Liverpool have seen out a draw. We still stay top of the Champions League. Facts. We are still top of the Premier League. Fact. 2-2 against Fulham at home. Not the result we was all hoping for, but I think by the end of the day, given the context, I think when all said and done, we will take a draw and we move on to the next game. Thank you very much for sticking around with us, guys, ladies and gents. Thank you very much. It's been a good couple of hours. Hope you've liked, shared, enjoyed the content. Please make sure that you do. And if, before you leave, you want to go and check out the player rating show that they're doing in the next studio, head over to Redmen Plus. Please do. Sign up and get some extra content. Get involved in the Discord as well. It's been good to speak to you all. Thank you very much for the energy in the chat as well. I really do appreciate it. It's been a long afternoon. I'm knackered. I'm ready to go home and have some scran. I will catch up with you all again soon. Ciao for now.